Congratulations and thank you. Dear photographers, you'll get more opportunities to take a picture. You can please keep the word there. So, Shilpa, I have to ask you, I mean, this is another feather in your cap. How do you feel after achieving this award? The Yummy Mummy Award, you know?
Um, Now I have to, it's truly humbling because it's a research carried out by Nielsen's, which is, I think, a great site and a renowned site. So I accept it with complete humility. I can only say that I've learned all that I needed to do through my mother. So I have to dedicate this award to my mom, who I think is the most gorgeous and absolute yummy mummy of all times, without any bias. And she's here with me today. She never comes out with me anymore, but I felt a sense of pride, so I wanted to show off. And she doesn't know that I was going to say this, but this award's for you, Mom, for helping me be a wonderful mummy, and for you who have been such a wonderful mom to me.
Can we have a round of applause, everyone? Thank you so much, Shilpa. And you have Dr. Rashmi Shetty. How do you feel having Shilpa as a yummy mummy here?
To me, Shilpa is not just a yummy mummy from the outside. She's probably shown everyone in the generation how to truly be a yummy mummy. She's back on screen, back at her job, back in business, and look at her. She looks beautiful, so I don't have to say much about her skin and how she looks. She's absolutely most deserving. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Rashmi is also my doctor, and I can see Dr. Koyala, who delivered Vian. So I have both the doctors who actually helped me become the yummy mummy I am called today. So and Dr. Kiran will tell you how fat and how big I was. I had put on some 30 kilos because I was eating everything. And she was the one who actually put me in the right direction. She said, you don't have to have full-fat milk, Shilpa. You can have slim milk. But I did everything, the old book method, and your hormones go through all kinds of changes, and then you have to have, the right people that you should take advice from. And I had two very good doctors who, advised me for my skin, how to take care of myself during the pregnancy. And I think that's really, really vital. So I take it as a huge compliment that people think that I seem to be this yummy mummy, but I've had great guidance in people whose forte it is and whose USP it is to put people in the right direction. I followed it, and I just think that that can be the best advice to people. So, take advice from your healthcare professional, and don't let go of yourself. Gone are the days where people seem to think that, life is over once you become a mother, and you have to look, like a mother. What does that mean? I mean, seriously. Oh, ab to wo maa ban gayi hai, to khatam ho gaya sab kuch. I mean, gone are those days. And I think I seeked inspiration from someone like my own mother, who really got back to her, her shape after delivering both of us. And she always made it a point to tell us. As a matter of fact, I have to say, for the first 7 months after giving birth to Vian, I just didn't care because you're just so tired and you're so sleep deprived that the only thing that you want to do is just sleep at any time. So I remember my mom, I think she controlled herself for a good 6 months. In the 6th month, she told me, she said, Shilpa, you're looking really fat and you have to get, I mean, as bluntly put as that. And she said it every day for the next 3 months. Till I looked at her, I said, Mom, I'm your child, She says, no, but you can't let yourself go like that. You have to take care of yourself and you have to value yourself, which I think is so important. And you need somebody out there to tell you that, who cares about you. the rest of the world is going to say, oh, you're looking wonderful. You're looking like 35 kilos overweight, but who cares? But I think she put me on the right track. And that's my advice to all those mothers. You have to value yourself. It's not about looking good, it's about being healthy. And I realized it when Vian was 7 months. I went down to pick him up, and I'd never been even overweight by 5 kilos. And I realized my body was not used to taking so much weight. So it was taking its toll on my knees. And I immediately hit the gym after that. I lost my weight, I think 30 kilos excess I was, Doc. I lost my weight in exactly 4 months. 30 kilos in 4 months. So if you, and it's not even, I wasn't like sleeping in the gym and not looking after my child. It wasn't like that. Just 1 hour a day. I think for 5 days a week. And I did it very diligently because I cared about myself. And I think when you're a new mother, you also need that little time for yourself because you'll just go mad otherwise, And all you new mothers out there would kind of understand what I'm saying. Because it is a hard job. It is a full-time job. All you pregnant women out there, if you think this is hard, it only gets worse. But it's the most wonderful feeling to be a mother. And nothing in life comes easy. And a bit of hard work always makes you feel that it's all worth it, at the end of it all, when you get that success. So without sounding really preachy and really boring, now I'll end this speech.
But we actually had to invite your favorite doctor on stage.
Oh, and I've spoken all this without her here. Please, doc.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our renowned gynecologist who's here with us, Dr. Kiran Gohela.
She was so wonderful, I can't tell you. During my entire pregnancy, how she took care of me. And, I was so worried because, I wasn't worried about the weight. I didn't care. I just wanted a baby. I didn't think of the after effects. But after delivering, I went back home with 30 kilos extra. I thought after the baby comes out, you lose a bit of weight. So I called her up after 2 days. I said, Doc, the baby is out, but why isn't the weight going? The stomach is still there. So she said, it's all, it takes time. It'll go with time. So now she'll tell you the rest.
Thank you, Shilpa. It's wonderful being here. Especially, I think you truly deserve the Yummy Mummy Award. And Shilpa is an absolute example of Indian motherhood. Throughout her pregnancy, she listened to every bit of advice that I gave her, except, of course, the weight, but she soon knocked it off afterwards. And she is a perfect example of how you can manage your profession, your motherhood, and babyhood thereafter. So you truly deserve the award.
Thank you so much. And no, there is some stuff left, guys. All right, but Shilpa, we really need to ask you that how did you face the stretch mark problems? Yes.
The most important thing, and I have to share this with everybody sitting here. I'm not just here because, bio oil may be a very new product for all the people, all Indian people out here because it's just launched in December. But I have been a bio oil fan for the last 4.5 years, and Doc is privy to that. I had told her about this oil while during my pregnancy, and she had asked me about it because it wasn't available in India. And I bought it off the counter in London while I was shopping 4.5 years ago. I went through a very bad accident while I was entering a construction site, while I was doing up my new home. I got slashed on my foot, as you can see over there. You can't see it actually, thanks to bio oil, but I'll get to that. I got very badly slashed, and I could actually see the bone on my foot. It was that badly open. So I had to be rushed to the operation theater, and I had to get 17 stitches. And I have a hereditary, a genetic problem called a keloid problem. So any mark on my body, if I get a cut or a burn, it stays forever. So I've been hurt before. All the marks on my body have actually lightened. And I have to give credit to Bio Oil because I discovered this thing and it says, prevents stretch marks, fades scars. So that made me buy the bottle when I was in London. And I started applying it religiously on my foot. And I used it, even you can use it, it's a very like a dry oil. This really sounds like I'm endorsing it, but I swear to God, I'm not lying. I won't lie. I mean, as a person, I hate doing that. So unless it's really important, you have to lie to your son. Yeah, but yeah. So I started applying this oil, and believe it or not, I can't even see the mark on my foot today. I mean, at the cost of actually looking really stupid doing this, but that cut has just gone. I had 17 stitches, and it was like this big black brown mark on my foot, and it's gone because of Bio Oil. So when I got pregnant, from the first day I got to know, I applied Bio Oil, and I mixed Bio Oil with olive oil like that, and I made it into a bottle, and I kept it on the stand, and I'd apply it every day. And I'd apply Bio Oil in the night again before I slept. And I don't have a single stretch mark. So, I mean, that is proof enough that it definitely is a class apart from what's available in the market. And it truly has some great properties. And I've used it. And the reason I'm here is because I'm a loyalist. And I love the oil. And when they asked me to come for this thing, I was more than happy to, comply, because I'm not going to lie about it. So, yeah, I'm here today, and I think it's really fantastic. And most women, I think, Doc, tell me the stats. I think 90% of the women that come to you are scared of stretch marks. 99% are scared of stretch marks. That was a fear for me, but I think that was great advice given by my mom. She said, just use oil. So I started this, and it was fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you, Shilpa. We're going to have a little panel discussion. Request Dr. Rashmi Shetty to please be seated here. And Shilpa, you can take your seat. Friends, so at our panel, as you know, we have the gorgeous Shilpa Shetty, we have Dr. Kiran and Dr. Rashmi here. To begin with, Shilpa, we've spoken about a lot that you've gone through as a mother, and you really explained to everybody how beautiful it has been for you, and tough as well. But what we want to know is, in spite of having a busy schedule, how did you manage motherly duties as well as, facing the camera or working busy schedules and keeping yourself beautiful? That's a tough job. How did you do that?
I think women are conditioned to multitask. We are taught from a very young age that we have to look after the family, and it's a very middle class thing, and I love those middle class values that my parents have inculcated in us. But I had no idea that I was going to be an actor. So life threw up these surprises. And I had no idea after that I was going to become this businesswoman. And I had no idea that I would do so much while being a mother. But I just took it in my stride, and I just think it's all about time management. And Dr. Kiran had once very intelligently told me, that about her own kids. She said, I was like a cat on a hot tin roof. I was so busy working, and I had my kids. But look at her kids today. I mean, one is a PhD, one is a doctor at Mayo Clinic. And she said there was a research that proved that working mothers have, far more independent children. And I think it's a great thing. And I have a lot of respect for a lot of housewives as well who do this thanklessly, who do their job thanklessly, really. It's a very, very hard job to be a full-time housewife. I'm very proudly, I have to say that I'm a full-time mother, I'm a part-time professional.
Oh, that's
fantastic. But yeah, I'm a full-time mother. And I think we have the luxury of time with our child, But there are a lot of women out there who are working, who are making ends meet, and they're still fabulous mothers. They're great wives, they're great, daughter-in-laws, and they do it all. They dabble with it all. And I just think it's a great Indian trait. And I think women all over the world, it's a very common thing now to be a mother and, to work and do all of that. But you have to time manage. Your child has to be priority. I really think that if you don't have time for your child, you should not have a child. So, I mean, thanks to all the help that we have in this time and age, but they can't do what a mother does. No one else can play the role of a mother or a father. So I think we all have to know what we have to do with our kids, and I think we do it very well. Yeah.
Thank you, Shilpa. I'm sure those tips have inspired a lot of women around India and as well as her mothers who are here. But I need to ask you, Dr. Koehler, that what are the things, especially during pregnancy, the do's and don'ts, and pregnant women should not ignore?
There are so many things, but I'll be very brief. One of the most important things is, to my mind, is obesity. You see, most women are petrified of getting pregnant because of the weight that they put on. And to that, you know, the entire weight gain during pregnancy is ideally 7 to 11 kilos. That's all. I know. But what happens is water retention, etc., and wrong diets especially push you on to putting on a lot of weight. And also Shilpa was a tall girl, so she put on more. But the average is 7 to 11 kilos. If you put on more, then you are predisposed to pregnancy diabetes, what is called gestational diabetes. Another thing is that we are always worried about what we call pre-eclampsia. So you have headaches, excessive swelling, and high blood pressure towards term. And that predisposes again to a condition called high blood pressure during pregnancy, for which again diet plays an important role. A little salt restriction and no sugars. You see, every woman is in a state of semi-diabetes during pregnancy because the placental hormones are anti-insulin. So, you know, one of my patients told me, you know, I said, you put on so much of weight, are you eating too many sweets? She says, you know, my baby has a sweet tooth. So there's nothing like the baby having a sweet tooth. You have to curtail on sugars, and the ideal weight gain is actually ½ kilo per month. And of course, most women, because of the hormonal change, they have hair fall, acne, pimples, stretch marks. Another thing is stretch marks. I actually had a model patient who said, please do my cesarean section at 36 weeks because I know maximum stretch marks are after 36 weeks. So, you know, we had to dissuade them and tell them that, you see, stretch marks is a quality of the skin. If you're lucky, you won't get them. But even if you do have them, there are a lot of oils, there are a lot of emollients. The key is to keep your skin well hydrated and soft so that even the stretch marks, when they do stretch, they're not so visible. And also you have a lot of oils with chamomile and rosemary, etc., which will improve the appearance of these stretch marks and fade them away. So one need not be worried about stretch marks. Regarding acne and cloasma, I think Shilpa's, Rashmi's here, she will also dwell upon that.
Thank you so much, Dr. Koehler. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we have Dr. Rashmi Shetty with us here. As ma'am spoke about...
See, there are, I think, 3 most important aesthetic issues that ladies come to me with. One is pigmentation, one is probably acne, and the other is stretch mark, and one more thing will be simply dry and itchy skin. So for most of these solutions, especially of the dry and itchy skin, which might further damage your skin because you're going to scratch it and the marks in that during that period seems to stay away. And even the stretch marks, while your skin is stretching, seems to really, you feel like itching it, and the itching is so much that you scratch yourself and the stretch marks become even more and worse. So most important thing is to hydrate, hydrate, and hydrate. But mostly when I see, especially if you're in temperate zones and if you're giving birth to a baby during the summer months, if I ask you to wear a thick cream, that again is a deterrent. They all end up saying, doc, we're already sweaty, we're already irritated, there are mood swings. And then you ask us to apply this thick cream to hydrate is not a really nice thing. So then I switched into oils, and these are the age-old remedies, of course, oils. I'm a South Indian. I'm a mother of a 15-year-old myself. So I kind of used to use oils because my mom told me to do it. And it really worked. And now I'm so glad that there are
Scary. 80 kilos. I've always been like a constant 58 to a 60. I was 85 after my pregnancy. Anyway, but I have to say, taking a cue from what Dr. Koehler said, that I am at my fittest best today. I feel healthier today. Honestly, I've always been into yoga. I've always promoted health. I've always been very synonymous with, health and fitness. All that is great, but after a baby, you really value your body. You really value your health. And I think I have to blame it on good genes. So, I'm tall and I've taken after my father. I'm the shortest in my family from my father's side. All my cousin sisters are all 5'10" and 6 feet. Cousin sisters, so you can imagine. So and they're all very slim and, genetically blessed, even after their babies. So I never valued it. I said, oh, okay, so what's the big deal? But after having a baby, you really value your body. You have to value your body. And you realize what it can be if you take it for granted. So I think when I started working out after a baby this time, I had a goal. I had a goal. I said, I have to get back to my old weight and I have to be better than before. So that for me was my benchmark. Not the old Shilpa Shetty, but I had to get better, So today when I look at myself, and today when people say, you've become thinner than before, no, it's not thinner. It's, I think I've put on more muscle. I work out today, challenging myself, and I don't do that much weight training. I train with my own body weight. So if you can, and that's even heavier than using weights. And if the easiest thing for a mother is, I don't get time with the baby. I don't get time to work out. You have a lot of time to go to a pizza joint. You have a lot of time to down a lot of aerated drinks, junk food, sweets, like Doc said. I just think that, especially in the first few months, like Doc said, it's the best time to lose your weight because the baby's sleeping most of the time. And yes, you also want to catch up on your sleep, but if you give up on just 1 hour of that sleep, you will feel far, far more healthier.
Actually, that's so
Yeah.
true, and you can see the results on her right now. But friends, as you know, we have our panel here. Shilpa, I have to tell you that we have our ladies who are here, the ones who really have taken out their time from their busy schedule and come to meet you. Can we show them a wave, show Shilpa a wave? All the ladies, our pregnant ladies and the ones who have babies, they're here. So thank you once again for coming here, and they have a big smile on their faces after seeing you. They have some questions to ask you, so quickly if you can take some of them. Some specific ones, I'm sure. There are people... Shilpa has actually answered most of the questions, but some specific ones which... that's
Hi, I am Libby, and I'm due in August. I wanted to ask that to Dr. Rashmi. They say that you have good hair, lustrous hair during pregnancy, and after you're done, you're left with real bad hair and a lot of hair loss. So what should we be doing? Should we wait for it naturally to build up, or with good diet, or should we go for any medical, some...
What usually happens, you see, is there's this old lady saying that when the child starts smiling, you start losing hair, which means it's like 3 months to 4 months after your pregnancy, because hair takes that much time to react to the stress that your body has gone through. That's one reason why you have hair fall. The second reason is most women end up taking all their supplements very diligently till the day the baby is in them, because they think it's for the baby, it's for them. The day they have delivered it, they just give up and they say, now it's all about the baby, I'm okay. So as Shilpa kept reinforcing, it's very important for you to understand you are precious. Your body, your mind, your well-being is so precious to take care of the baby. So continue the supplements that your gynecologist may have put you on, or you could definitely meet your skin specialist and figure out what is the supplements that you may need to take. Iron deficiency is one of the main reasons for hair fall as well during that period, because you have lost a lot of blood during the pregnancy, during labor. So make sure your diet is good, your supplements are taken, and it definitely makes a lot of sense to go back to old oiling your hair plenty, and make sure you don't over shampoo your hair. Use light oils, like probably coconut-based oils, so that makes your hair nice and good, gives you the health to the hair from inside out, and doesn't need too much of shampoo to remove it out. And yeah, just keep the health on. But if you still think there's a lot of hair loss, you definitely need to go and get some professional help.
Thank you
But
so
otherwise,
much.
usually it reverts back.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. We'll go for one more question.
Is stress. And I think we women just stress a lot. So, I mean, the fact is that we do multitask and we also are huge stress bearers and we are the architect of our own stress. So I just think that whatever be the situation, and I know hormones play a very important part, especially after you've delivered a baby and even during a pregnancy. Men just want to run away from us because they think we're difficult to handle. But all said and done, I just think being positive is the only way and the only cure for all problems. I'm not saying that don't stress and stress is not going to come your way, but I'm just saying that calm yourselves down with some meditative music or I know I'm really old school and very boring, but it really works. It really does. And just be positive and just understand that if you're having a bad day, there's going to be a good day ahead. So that'll reduce your hair fall.
Thank you. I mean,
For
that
all
was
those
great
mamas,
advice.
just one added point is that, like Shilpa was saying, we are very good at multitasking, but
Surprise for, there's a special surprise, ladies and everybody, and also to our media friends. So Shilpa, we're about to unveil a surprise, and a surprise that all our ladies are waiting for and everybody else. Thank you guys. We actually have to do a little Q&A. दोस्तों आपको पूरा मौका मिलेगा शिल्पा के साथ जब रहेगा.
अरे यार क्यों बड़ी बड़ी टोपी
Dear friends, we just have 5 minutes for the media Q&A. Can we please?
अरे आगे जगह पकड़ लो आगे बैठो भाई रहमत
Friends, we really run out of time. We really request you please.
And Vian is all set to go to school. Is that your Vian की तरफ से आपके लिए गिफ्ट है वो मदर्स डे का? How excited are you about that?
I think हाँ अभी तो वो समझता है मम्मा पापा अम्मा अज्जा दादू दादी वो समझता है कि कौन कौन है मासी बुआ ही अंडरस्टैंड सो आई थिंक इट्स अ रियली इंटरेस्टिंग फेज एंड अभी 15 दिनों में वो पूरे 2 साल का होने वाला है, तो it's the most amazing time, because ये जो वक्त है जहाँ पे वो रोज़ एक नया वर्ड बोल रहा है, एक नई लाइन बोल रहा है, it's I think there cannot be a bigger gift than that for me.
From the outside, it looks very easy. You know, it's expected from a celebrity or star to gain and lose weight. But how difficult was it? And what kept you going to get back into shape and get this award?
I take it as a huge compliment, because it's researched, and I got to know that when the Nielsen guys do the research, it's a very it's really well carried out, and 61% of women voted for me being the yummy mummy. So I think that is a wonderful compliment for a mother. And they didn't just vote for me because I've gotten back to my slim shape. They felt that as an all-rounder, that I've been able to balance motherhood and my work and get back to shape. तो ये इससे बड़ा कॉम्प्लीमेंट कोई हो नहीं सकता, तो मेरे लिए ये एक फिल्म अवार्ड से ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है।
अभी तक आपकी मम्मा से पूछना पड़ता था जब मदर्स डे आता था, अब आपसे हम लोगों को पूछना पड़ेगा कि कितना अलग है आपके लिए।
पिछली बार वियान इतना बड़ा नहीं था मदर्स डे पे, लेकिन फिर भी राज ने केक काटा था मेरे लिए, तो इस साल पता नहीं क्या प्लान्ड है, लेकिन अब तो वियान बहुत कुछ समझता है, तो आई डोंट थिंक देयर कैन बी अ बिगर कॉम्प्लीमेंट देन बीइंग अ मदर, रियली।
मैम हमने हमेशा सुना है कि मैम
इसका मदर्स डे के साथ क्या ताल्लुक है?
ओके मैम, हमने हमेशा सुना है कि वियान आपको हमेशा टोज पे रखता है, ही डजंट लेट यू नो गेट हिज अटेंशन ओवर। तो आप सारी न्यूली एक्सपेक्टिंग मम्मीज़ को क्या टिप्स देना चाहेंगे अपने बच्चों को संभालने के लिए?
मैं कौन होती हूँ यार टिप्स देने वाली? मुझे
आपको
लगता है
आज
हर माँ जो करती है अपने बच्चे के लिए वो बेस्ट ही करती है, और वो अनक्वेश्चनेबल है। तो मैं सल्यूट करती हूँ उन माँओं को जो सिंगल हैंडेडली अपने बच्चे को संभालती है, क्योंकि मेरे पास हेल्प है, लेकिन इसके बावजूद मैं बहुत हैंड्स ऑन मदर हूँ, लेकिन मैं काम भी करती हूँ, और ये मेरे चॉइस के मुताबिक मैं करती हूँ, क्योंकि मैं पागल हो जाऊँगी अगर मैं घर पे बैठी रहूँ, क्योंकि आई थिंक आई वोंट गिव माई सन that kind of time, and how much can you do with a child? But जो मेरा मानना है, मेरा आपका सवाल क्या था? मैं पूरी तरह मतलब मैं डाइग्रेस कर गई हूँ, बट व्हाट इज़ एग्जैक्ट?
आपको हमेशा
हाँ, टोज पे रखता है, लेकिन और आपने बोला कि क्या एडवाइस दूंगी मैं दूसरी माँओं को, तो मेरा ये मानना है कि हम लोग जो भी करते हैं वी डू इट आउट ऑफ हार्ट, एंड एडवाइस की तो ज़रूरत ही नहीं है दूसरी माँओं को। एंड एज फार एज मी बीइंग ऑन माई टोज, दैट्स जस्ट नॉर्मल, इट्स जस्ट नॉर्मल। मुझे लगता था कि प्रेगनेंसी बहुत हार्ड है और इसके बाद बस आसान होगा, बच्चा बाहर निकल आएगा, फिर बहुत आसान है। एंड देन यू फील द फर्स्ट 6 months आर वेरी हार्ड, फिर उसके बाद बच्चा चलने लगता है, फिर बोलने लगता है, जब चलने लगता है तो अब हर जगह गिरता है, एंड you're scared कि उसको लग नहीं जाए, ये नहीं हो जाए। एंड एवरी फेज़ एक लर्निंग कर्व है माँओं के लिए, पेरेंट्स के लिए, तो that keeps you on your toes and it's wonderful.
कोई ऐसी सीख जो आपने अपनी मम्मा से वियान को दी, कोई ऐसी सीख?
अभी तो वियान बहुत छोटा है, लेकिन मैं चाहती हूँ कि अगर मैं मम्मी हम लोगों के पैदा होने के 1 साल बाद ही इमीडिएटली काम पे लग गई, वो भी वर्किंग मदर थी, तो ये मेरे लिए एक इंस्पिरेशन रहा है। और हम द वे वी हैव टर्नड आउट इज़ ऑल ड्यू टू माई मम एंड डैड। हम लोगों को बहुत वैल्यूज़ के साथ बड़ा किया गया है, और मैं चाहती हूँ कि वही वैल्यूज़ मैं अपने बच्चे को दूँ। तो मैं बहुत वैल्यू करती हूँ अपने मिडिल क्लास वैल्यूज़ को। मैं चाहती हूँ कि मेरा जो बेटा है वो एल्डर्स की रिस्पेक्ट करे, और बाकी वो कुछ भी बने, वो एक अच्छा इंसान हो बस।
Last question on motherhood. Sorry.
So what is the next?
Nothing. I'm very, very proud of the Royals, and it's a wonderful team. And I think they're definitely going to get into the semis, and they deserve to be there. It's a wonderful team and they're working really, really hard.
शिल्पा जी, आपको विवान में जब बड़ा हो रहा है और आप इसको पालती हैं, आपको क्या फील होता है? दोनों में सिमिलरिटी क्या है, मतलब विवान में और आप में?
वियान में
या
हाँ सिमिलैरिटी
यस
वो मुझे बहुत अजीब लगता है। वो मंदिर की घंटी सुनता है, मेरे घर में रोज़ पूजा होता है सुबह, तो मंदिर की घंटी सुनता है और वो पूजा करना चाहता है, वो ओम बोलता है, वो योगा करता है सो वो काफ़ी सारी सिमिलैरिटीज़ है। ही इज़ वेरी पता नहीं, वो जय जय करता है सब लोगों को। और मैंने कभी किसी 1.5 साल के बच्चे को देखा नहीं है कि वो मंदिर जाना चाहता है या और वो हरे रामा हरे कृष्णा जाता है तो उधर डांस करता है सत्संग के वक्त। सो इट्स रियली वंडरफुल टू सी दीज ब्यूटीफुल क्वालिटीज इन माय
लोरी
चाइल्ड।
कभी आपने गाई है?
रोज
थैंक्स अ लॉट
आप क्या कुछ खास अपनी मम्मा के लिए, मदर्स डे के लिए, अपनी मम्मा के लिए?
मैं रोज कुछ खास करती हूँ उनके लिए।
मदर्स डे के लिए क्या कुछ ऐसा सरप्राइज?
मैं सिर्फ इतना कहना चाहती हूँ उन सारे लोगों से कि अपने पेरेंट्स को वैल्यू कीजिए। सिर्फ एक मदर्स डे या फादर्स डे का इंतज़ार मत कीजिए उनको बोलने के लिए कि आप उनसे प्यार करते हैं। एक कंसिस्टेंट कांस्टेंट रिस्पेक्ट होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि उन्होंने हम लोगों के लिए बहुत सारे सैक्रिफाइसेस किए हैं और आपको उस चीज़ को वैल्यू करना चाहिए। तो सिर्फ मदर्स डे का इंतज़ार मत कीजिए।
Thank you.